A new Donald Trump video coming after his election, guys, a few months ago, 2024, of course. This is the 47th president of the United States talking about today ending the nightmare of homelessness. Obviously, in America, they have a massive problem with homelessness. Skid Row, California, San Francisco. Here in Ireland, we have about 16,000 people homeless as well. Absolutely horrendous. Nobody wants to see anybody homeless, whether it be military veterans or whether it be just an average citizen that has fallen on hard times. This one's going to be incredible. Hopefully, we get to understand what the hell he's saying. Drop a comment down below, like, comment, subscribe, and let's get it, guys.
Our once great cities have become unlivable, unsanitary nightmares, surrendered to the homeless, the drug addicted, and the violent and dangerously deranged. We're making many suffer for the whims of a deeply unwell few, and they are unwell indeed. The homeless have no right to turn every park and sidewalk into a place for them to squat and do drugs. Americans should not have to step over piles of needles and waste as they walk down a street in a beautiful city.
Yeah, like even he's kind of saying for both sides. So he's saying that it's sad that people are homeless and addicted to drugs, but he's also saying that the American people shouldn't have to put up with Philadelphia and these cities that are, overwhelming cascade of just, drug infested cities and, craziness, crime as well.
Or at least once beautiful city, because they've changed so much over the last 10 years. Our first consideration should be the rights and safety of the hardworking, law-abiding citizens who make our society function.
That's interesting, guys. So he's, like I said, he's talking about both sides now.
When I'm back in the White House, we will use every tool, lever, and authority to get the homeless off our streets. We want to take care of them, but they have to be off our streets. There is nothing compassionate about letting these individuals live in filth and squalor rather than getting them the help that they need. We need professionals to help them.
That's true. That's very true.
For a small fraction of what we spend upon Ukraine, we could take care of every homeless veteran in America. Our veterans are being treated horribly. Likewise, with all of the money we will save by ending mass unskilled migration, we will have a huge dividend to address this crisis in our own country.
Wow.
Under my strategy, working with states, we will ban urban camping wherever possible.
So they're going to ban where the camping, these sites, like I said, Skid Row, all these horrible places, Philadelphia. But also, they're going to stop spending money on other areas of the world and try and bring that money back home. A lot of people think that the taxes of America should be used for the American people. Of course, America does run the world on a sort of a geopolitical global scale with these different wars they're fighting, but it definitely should be solving the problems back home as well.
Violators of these bans will be arrested, but they will be given the option to accept treatment and services if they're willing to be rehabilitated.
Wow.
Many of them don't want that, but we'll give them the option. We will then open up large parcels of inexpensive land, bring in doctors, psychiatrists, social workers, and drug rehab specialists, and create 10 cities where the homeless can be relocated and their problems identified.
Oh, wow, that's interesting. So they're going to bring in professionals, people that actually know how to help the crisis, and have sort of a tent city. So these massive sort of almost like stadium-like cities where the homeless people can go. They can, provide for each other, help each other, hand out food together, almost make like a community of homeless people rather than having it just at the side of the street and unregulated. Having a regulated sort of homelessness wouldn't be nearly as bad, because people die, people get sick, and you don't really know what's going on.
Be relocated and their problems identified. But we'll open up our cities again, make them livable and make them beautiful. For those who are just temporarily down on their luck, we will work to help them quickly reintegrate into a normal life.
Wow.
For those who have addictions, substance abuse, and common mental health problems, we will get them into treatment. And for those who are severely mentally ill and deeply disturbed, we will bring them back to mental institutions where they belong.
It's interesting he's talking about mental institutions, because I read before in the US, I think around 1980, something like that, or maybe even earlier, they actually closed down all the mental institutions, or maybe like 80% of them in the US. And what ended up happening is they kind of turned that mental health issue into sort of a prison issue. And then the sort of military-industrial complex exploded, and they had loads of prisons. I think in California in the last 30 years, one university has been built. It's like a famous meme. One university has been built, whereas 30 prisons have been built. Okay, so more education, more homeless shelters needed, and less prisons being built, guys. Putting people into prison doesn't solve that issue.
With the goal of reintegrating them back into society once they are well enough to manage. It's a tough task, a very tough task.
Wow.
What's taken place on the streets, what's taken place with their taking so much drugs. But the fact is, we're going to try.
Wow.
This strategy will be far better and also far less expensive than spending vast sums of taxpayer money to house the homeless in luxury hotels without addressing their underlying issues. And they have so many of these underlying issues and needs. This is how I will end the scourge of homelessness and make our cities clean and safe and beautiful once again. We will do it. We will bring back America. Thank you.
Wow. I mean, it all sounds amazing. It all sounds amazing. Whether or not it happens, hopefully it does. I mean, if the president is saying it should happen, Congress should allow them to do that. Very interesting. He talked about how he wants to basically get rid of taxpayer money to house homeless people in luxury hotels as well. This is an issue we kind of have in Ireland as well, having asylum seekers and stuff in hotels, luxury hotels. If they could somehow move them to a sort of a tent city that's heated and luxurious in its own way, and kind of free up the other hotels for, actual tourists coming in rather than just people coming from war-torn countries, that would be amazing, guys, because then you could have the best of both worlds. You could have people that are, maybe fleeing some war or something like that, but also you can have all the hotels, thriving, and the tourist industry really thriving in Ireland. I think that would be an amazing feat of taxpayer money. And of course, guys, having people in hotels long term really doesn't solve an issue. Maybe it gets people used to a lifestyle that really it just shouldn't be getting used to, or etc., guys. There's a lot of things that definitely have to be dealt with in the society, the US society like this, guys. I mean, it definitely seems like the homeless crisis is getting worse, definitely not better. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on that, guys. Drop a comment down below, like the video. I'd love to hear your thoughts on me reacting to these Donald Trump videos. I'm definitely going to be reacting to a ton of political stuff in 2025, so stay tuned for that. Also, if you guys want to help support my channel, link is in the description for my Patreon. Okay, guys, for just the price of a coffee, €5 a month, you guys can help support me and push my channel. And of course, help me get higher production value. A lot of blocked and uncensored videos over there, so make sure to tune in. I love you all, and I'll see you guys all in 2025 for some massive videos. Hopefully this year is massive. I'll see you then, guys. Peace.